I write whatever, and I don't want to be thinking, I've just spent how much? Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am surrounded by stuff. So I'm hoping that nothing comes unceremoniously crashing down. If you've already watched my previous video, I will link it up above. I recently did a video on the 10 luxury items that I would buy again and had a bit of a chat about why I would buy those items again and what purpose that I thought that they filled. So today's video is a follow on from that, and it is the 10 luxury items that I will not buy again for one reason or another, and I'm going to, when I go through them, go through with you why I won't buy them again. Some of them, the reasons are different, but we'll go through them, and hopefully this gives a bit of an insight for you into what I still buy and money and where it goes and what my thinking behind things are. This is a video that was inspired, as was the last one, by these videos were already done by Lux Purse Love, and I will put her channel details down below. And I watched both of her videos and I found them really, really informative and really interesting to see just what she thought was worthwhile and was still worth buying and what not so much. So I thought I would do this follow-on one as well because I thought both of them, as I say, were really, really interesting. So let's jump straight in. And these things behind us, like if you're watching this channel, you're a luxury lover, or you like fashion and clothes or bags or handbags or nice things, and they're really expensive, so we do have to make some decisions on things that we are still going to buy and not going to buy, unless you have like an unending supply of money, which is great if you do. I don't. I wish I did. So I do have to make some of these decisions. And the first one that I would say that I used to buy a lot of, and I no longer buy, and it is Christian Louboutin heels. There's something falling already. Okay. It is Christian Louboutin heels, particularly in the 120 millimeter size, which is this one. I freaking love these things. They just look amazing. This is this version, and if you're wondering why there's a pen in my hand, I have my trusty notebook down below with my list. These are 120, and these are the Pigalle in 120, which, like, I just love them. When you put them on, your leg and your foot just look amazing. And I'm not saying about personifying women and it's all about how you look and all that. This is not a political statement at all. This is just about me liking shoes. And I used to buy so many high heels, and I used to buy so many Christian Louboutins. Shoes were my first love before bags, believe it or not. I didn't have much interest in bags, but shoes. And I used to buy these so much. But look at that heel. Look at that heel. These are a killer to walk in. The 120, especially for Louboutin, and then there's higher again, although normally with a platform, are really hard to walk in. I used to be able to walk in these much better than I can now. I used to be able to wear them for much longer than I can now. But I'm older, I have children, your feet change, how much you can stand changes. I even found how I walk changes a bit, I suppose, because your hips change. And I just can't wear these the same. So I no longer buy Louboutin heels at all in 120. Now, taken on from that, I definitely no longer buy designer heels as much as I used to. I haven't bought a pair of designer heels in, I can't even remember the last time I bought a pair of designer, like this type of heel. I won't never say never, because there are some that I still love, like the Louboutin Fifi. I really, really like. I can wear that for a long time. And if, some of the ones I got were no longer wearable, I'm not saying I wouldn't replace them. And I've also heard that a lot of the Jimmy Choo are comfortable. So never say never, but I definitely don't wear designer heels or buy designer heels anywhere near as much as I used to, and I definitely don't buy the 120s from Louboutin again. I just can't wear them. They're so uncomfortable. The next one that I don't buy anymore are Louis Vuitton SLGs, and I feel like a bit of a traitor saying this because at least there's stuff in them. At least the majority of these are used. But if we just keep going, yeah. I actually have a Louis Vuitton monogram collection video that I will link somewhere. Like, this isn't even all of them. This is just what I have grabbed from beside me. And the reason that I don't buy these anymore, or I won't buy any of these anymore, and I know if any of you have watched my videos recently, you're sitting there going, what is she talking about? It's not that long ago since she unboxed some of these. And that's why. That is exactly why I am now fighting myself to say that I will not buy Louis Vuitton SLGs again. And it's because I have too many. You don't need this amount of SLGs. I definitely got carried away in lockdown when they came online, whenever a lot of them didn't used to be online. And then lockdown was tough. Like, it was tough on everybody. But, you know, the office being closed, the children being off nursery and school, it was tough. And when there was things coming online and it was a bit of a pick-me-up and the box arrived at the door, I can't say that I didn't get carried away in that. And is that sound financial planning? No. Is that how we should make decisions on luxury expensive purchases? No, but I did it. Not gonna lie, I did it. And like, come on. Oops. So yeah, I'm gonna say that is one of the things that I am no longer gonna buy, and that will be a struggle, because I do when you see nice shiny things and you're like, wee, but no, I'm going to contain myself, and I am no longer going to buy Louis Vuitton SLGs. Like, I bought the Recto Verso, haven't used it. I've also said that I'm going to do with, it's hard in lockdown to know exactly what you're using and wouldn't use. But I've also said that when life is a bit sort of normal, I am going to look actively at what I'm using and what I'm not using, and I'm going to let go the things that I'm not using, because these are too expensive to be sitting and not being used, and two, it's wasteful just to have so many things sitting about if they're not. Now, a lot of the SLGs I do use. There's definitely one sitting there that I need to make decisions about, so hold me to that. Okay. The next one is a number 3 that I would not buy again, or will not buy again, and it's a Chanel boy bag. There goes another one on the floor. Sorry. It's Chanel boy bag. Now, I love this bag, and I'm not saying that this bag is going anywhere. This is actually the first, if you can see the colours in it, see the beautiful burgundy beside the grey, and then it has the palladium hardware, and this was a special edition boy bag, so it has this top handle, which is very, very handy. But I won't buy another boy bag. I think for me in my collection, one is enough. As I say, I'm not saying this is being sold, but one is enough. The chain is a little bit more cumbersome than some other bags, with it slipping round on the leather part here. They are quite boxy and quite bulky when you wear them crossbody, so one is definitely enough in my collection. So that's a bag that I won't buy again and won't be adding any more of. It is, sometimes you see them in beautiful colours and beautiful combinations, but then I remind myself that the boy bag, one is enough. Like, I don't need another, or I don't have the use for another boy bag in my collection. And then number 4 is, and I have actually none left, but to show what I'm talking about, I have a Louboutin cut on the strap. This is just going so well. Number 4 is hand carry bags. This one obviously has the strap, so it's fine, and I wear this generally crossbody, but if it was just this with the hand carry only, I no longer buy hand carry only bags. And taking on from that, I also no longer buy designer clutches. I never really did. I just don't get the wear out of them for the price, and especially with hand carry bags, any that I've had, have I even had a hand carry designer bag? I just don't use them. I need a strap. I need to be able to put it across me. Even if I go out with the intention of carrying this like this, I need to be able to then put the strap across me to make it usable and to get the wear out of. So that at number 4, hand carry only bags or clutches are definitely things that I do not buy luxury wise and will not buy again. It's just not money well spent for me. And then number 5, this is my beloved Louis Vuitton agenda, and my notes of the 10 things that I'm talking about are in this agenda. Love it, would buy it again, adore it, but what I don't buy are the Louis Vuitton agenda inserts. Mine, I'll give you a quick, I have, it's stuffed, it's used a lot. These little dashboards that are in it are from Etsy, and all of the diary and notes and paper from it are just from either Filofax or something on Amazon, and I'll link them down below. And the reason that I don't buy the Louis Vuitton agenda ones is they're just so expensive to be paper. And I use this so much. I use this for work, I use it personal, I use it for so many things, and I'm not neat about it. Like, you can see the things hanging out and falling out of this. And I scribble across it and I write whatever, and I don't want to be thinking I've just spent how much on those inserts, so it needs to be nice and neat and tidy, or maybe I won't use it for this because I don't want to use up the inserts. I don't want that. I think for me it's too much money for paper. And don't get me wrong, some of the designs that come with them and the cover sheets are really, really beautiful and they're really attractive, but for me it's a waste of money for me personally, and I don't buy them. I don't buy them at all anymore, and won't buy them. I stick to my nice little cheap and cheerful Amazon versions, which do the job just as well. The next one then, I forget what number one, that I don't buy anymore and are trying to make myself not buy anymore, because let's be honest, some of these I bought recently and I need to be contained a little bit at times, but it's card holders. Like, how many card holders does a person need? Seriously. So like, I have the Louis Vuitton reverse monogram that's never been used. I have the key clay, which is strictly speaking a card holder. Have this in the monogram, have it in the Damier bean as well. Have this Lulu Guinness one, which I've had for years and is very sentimental. I have this new Dior one, which is so super cute. I then have the Louis Vuitton Escale, which I love the print of them on, but I do not need any more card holders. That being said, I do love the Chanel button snap one, which can be used as a mini wallet, and I also love the Hermes fold over one. I'm not sure of the name of it, and the reason I love the Hermes one is because of the colours that it comes in. They have a colour quite like this pink, which is my favourite colour, and I just think that looking into your bag would be stunning as your card holder, to have that colour of leather. And also those Chanel ones, like, they come in all of the seasonal colours. They have the pocket in the back and the button, and they're really, really stunning. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't buy one of them, but what I am saying is that if I were to buy one of them, one of these would have to go. So I am not adding any more card holders. If I'm going to look at adding any, I am going to be letting something go, because I do not need this amount of card holders. Like, if we add up the cost of these card holders, you would probably have a bag. This one was a gift and I love it, so I will never get rid of it, and I'm using it so much. I love the colours of this, but you just I get carried away and have just so many of these card holders. And I know that compared to some, that's not a huge collection of card holders, but for me, no more. No more. Listen, woman. Okay, who am I even shouting at? Probably myself. Listen, crazy woman. Okay, so what comes next on my list of things I'm not going to buy anymore, and you're going to help me stick to this. And the next one is designer mascaras. I will no longer buy designer mascaras. I don't wear false eyelashes. I have had individual false eyelashes attached once and they drove me crazy, like washing your face and washing your eyes, and it just felt like they were sticking. They drove me nuts. I don't wear the ones you put on yourself because I can't really work them. I can't really put them on or make them sit in them. When they are on, they annoy me. They drive me crazy that they're stuck to my eye. But because I don't wear them, crazy close up of my eyes then, I like to have a good mascara that gives your eye some definition, because I don't have false eyelashes on. And I have tried Chanel and Lancome and Dior. I've had the Bobbi Brown. I've had so many mascaras and I keep coming back to this. This is the Now this isn't sponsored, obviously it's not sponsored by Max Factor, and I pay for these mascaras obviously, but this is the Max Factor 2000 calorie in the black. I will link this down below, and out of all the mascaras that I've tried, this is the best. And I've stopped buying the designer ones because I like the fancy packaging, and stuck to the one that I know that works and gives me good definition, length and body, and so I've stopped buying them and just sticking to one that I know. And that takes me nicely on to the next thing that I have stopped buying, and it is designer hand creams. Now, I don't know about you, but with obviously we're coming into winter, but also with the current situation and the amount of hand sanitizing and hand washing, my hands have been getting very dry, so I have been using hand creams a lot. And I, like the next person, can appreciate how lovely that little Chanel egg looks in your Instagram pictures, but I no longer buy it. It's just, to me, it's not all that wonderful as a hand cream that it's worth the amount of money that it is. So what I stick to and use now as my hand creams is the Louboutin in the Cherry Blossom. I also have a small one of these in my toiletry 15, using my SLGS, in my toiletry 15 in my handbag, and I also use the Jo Malone Blackberry and Bay, and as you can see, that's well used. This one sits on my bedside cabinet beside my bed, and I put that on at night before I go to bed. This sits on my desk with my makeup, and I use it whenever I'm getting ready or in here, and then I have one in my handbag as well, and they're a fraction of the price. Now the Jo Malone one is probably maybe like 30 to 40 sort of pounds, but it lasts so long. It is 250ml, and that's been beside my bed and I use that every night. It lasts so long and I love the smell of it. I get migraines as well, and I can wear Blackberry and Bay without it giving me any aggravation. So that is another thing that I no longer buy and save my money on, and that again goes nicely to the last, no, not last, one before the last, number 9, and that is designer eyeshadow palettes. I just like packaging. I suppose I'm pretty much like the rest of us, and I love the way it comes. And I get distracted by pretty colours because we all know I like colours, but look, like, come on, just come on. Not necessary. So I would have been buying these eyeshadow palettes every year, every time they come out. I would have always bought, every year without fail, I bought the Dior Christmas, one of the Dior sets with the eyeshadows, because the colours are really nice in them. And then always these, and I just, do you know what? I realised and I learnt that I stick to the same colours on my eyes. I very rarely am going to try all the lovely crazy colours. Like, take this one for example. There's so many colours there that I'm not going to use. And I, as much as I kid myself whenever I was buying them because I like the packaging, yes, I'm going to try the fabulous bright green sparkle with purple stripes. I'm not. I'm kidding myself. Some people can pull it off and look amazing. I can't. So I have learnt my lesson that I genuinely stick to the same makeup and the same eyeshadows, and I no longer buy the sets. You could actually expand that really into makeup. I have learnt my lesson that I stick to the same makeup, and I used to buy a lot of the makeup sets and different things because I liked the packaging, or I thought, oh, I'm going to try that, and I always went back to what I use. So I've learnt that lesson, and I stopped spending the money on the pretty packaging and the sets and stick to what I have. And then that takes me, double checking, haven't left any out. Right, that takes me to the last, and the last is a little bit maybe controversial and hurt, and like, you know, it's not that I'm saying I love these bags, that's the problem. And what I am not going to buy any more of, and it's Louis Vuitton Monogram bags. And this is not because I don't love these. As I said, I do love them, that's the problem. It's definitely not because I think Louis Vuitton canvas is basic. If you've watched any of my other videos before, I've had plenty of rants about Neverfulls and Speedies and canvas being called basic. I don't like it. It's certainly not my view. I have the Louis Vuitton Neverfull as well. But the reason I say I'm not going to buy any more of the Monogram bags is because I have these 3 and I get carried away when I see new styles coming out, or I see something a lot. Like, we all get influenced. If you see it a lot on Instagram, I will start to think, ooh, I like that bag. But I generally only wear my bags crossbody. I don't, when I take out any of these 3, so we've got the Palm Springs Mini, we have the Pochette Matisse, and then we have the Nano Speedy at the back. When I take any of these out, it is not with the intention to carry it handheld. I've never carried this as a backpack. I don't carry the Pochette Matisse handheld. Whichever of these bags I lift, I'm going to wear it the same way. So if it's either one of them, the Nano Speedy, the Matisse, the Palm Springs Mini, I'm going to wear it crossbody. That is how it's going to be worn. So it's not as if these are adding different things to my wardrobe. They're not. I wear them all the same, and they're all classic Monogram. So each one of these, which is the same print, albeit, yes, different shapes, but does the same thing, and I wear it the same way. So I need to stop buying more Monogram bags because I don't need a 4th Monogram bag that's going to do the exact same thing. That being said, I keep getting distracted by that multi-pochette, and I think it would look really well as a casual bag. I think it's the sort of bag you could wear really well with even like a hoodie and leggings. I love the pink strap, and I have before ordered it with my CA and cancelled it because I'm like, I don't need another Monogram bag. So I fight the impulse to buy that one, and I think if I did, I'd have to seriously think about the 3 that I have. I just don't need 4 Monogram bags in my collection to be worn the exact same way, and I don't have the sort of funds level to be able to buy 4. And I'm looking at all the minis in the back and thinking, you have the Chanel minis that do the exact same thing, and I know, but at least they're different colours. These are all exactly the same. They're all classic Monogram, and I just, it's too, I don't need another one. You do not need the multi-pochette. So that's maybe a work in progress that I am also trying to not buy any more of. And again, not because I don't like it, because I love it, and I don't need any more. And that was a bit of a mammoth video. Thank you, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you for watching. I hope that this was interesting and gave you a bit of insight into things that, what I'm buying and not, and what you could save some money on towards maybe bigger purchases. And I hope it's helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I'd love to see you back. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and please do take care, and I'll see you in the next one.